Okay, liner's out. Liner's out, and there really isn't room to put 2 more speakers if you wanted to in the back. I thought about it and I'm like, you know, let's just look at this first. I'm gonna try to get, there's not a lot of room in here. Try to get down here so we can see. Speakers are just hanging. I took the 2 screws, dropped them down. They got quick disconnects, and the Kenwoods I ordered should mount right up, no problem. So yeah. So basically, if you want to do this, it's actually not a big deal. Let me get back in the seat here. Here we go. So you'll take these, I think I went over this earlier, but you take those 3 screws out here. You'll have 2 up here in the dome light. Then you'll have the whole HVAC system where you got to take the 2 screws out. And then you got to undo, I put them back on here so I wouldn't lose them. You got to take that one off, that one off. This one just had a backing on it. Really, there wasn't any nut that screwed on it. And undo your switch for your air conditioner control here. And then that's loose. The 2 screws that hold, there's a little trim vent here and a trim vent there for your cabin filter. That's got to come down. And then the 2 on the sides for your radio. And if your radio is not mounted to that bracket, you see that bracket in there, as long as your radio is not mounted back there, it'd be kind of hard to get to if it was. If it is, I believe you got to take the roof off. I've already had the roof off this thing, putting in my those hella flasher units on the side. So I really didn't want to go through that again, because I got to take off all my you know, all my LED lights, because you got to take the flashers. You got to take the flashers off to get to the cab bolts and all that. So the cab nuts to bring it down. So it's just it's a pain, but it's time consuming more than anything. So yeah, it's down, and here's some shots of it out of the tractor. Here's another shot of it, kind of what it looks like with it out. So it probably took me 15 minutes. It wasn't that bad. So there's the shell, the liner. You can leave your vents in, no problem. For the these little vents, there's a top cap comes off, then the guts. So just leave them in place. Those tabs are fragile. I've already broken one. There's like 4 of them that hold it in there. Here's the visor. I put the screws back in here so I don't lose anything. There's the dome light, and when you start with the dome light though, let me turn the light on here. When you start with the dome light, pop this little plastic piece off first. Okay, you'll start with that. That'll give you access to the 2 screws. Take those 2 out. Then that'll release everything. So don't go pulling on this thinking that thing pops out of there. It doesn't. You want to break in something. So just start with your lens cap, get your screws, take them out. Should come out of there, and then you got a quick disconnect plug. Pop that apart, and you're in business. So just a little FYI. There's the back cabin filter vents. I just stuck the screws on the top part so I don't lose them. That's what it'll look like inside the cab there. And when you start, this doesn't matter because this slid out of there just fine. If you start on the left side of the tractor first, as you're sitting in the seat, left side, this is the right side. So when you're looking back in the cab, you're sitting there, this would be on your right, because that overlaps. That overlaps that one. It's not a huge deal. It slides out of there, but putting it back, I'll definitely want to start with the right, then the left, just to be a little bit easier. And there's the radio. Only things that were being used was the antenna, and the main plug-in is still up in the tractor, but there's the port for that. So that's about it. That's about it. Speakers, like I said, will be in tomorrow. We'll definitely get another good video of that when we get that all installed and do a nice sound check. But honestly, with this, with better speakers than those stock ones, because they are paper thin and they're pretty well junk, this thing should sound pretty damn good with just the 2 speakers. Shouldn't need 4. If I wanted to put 4, it'd be pretty interesting. I think the only place to be able to do it is the back side of the cabin filter. There is a room below the radio for one, if you actually wanted to do it, if you got it down low enough to clear the radio. That might be a little close to the radio with the speaker and all, but the other side you really, I don't know, you really don't. So you really don't. It's a 2-auto Deere, so we'll see. We'll post a video later of the speaker install, probably tomorrow. Later.